All right, guys. Have you ever had that one film that's been nagging in your brain that you watched when you were a young kid and you can't figure it out? Well, that's what The Club was for me. It came out in 1994. It's rated R. It's an hour and 30 minutes. The cast is very interesting. You have J.H. Wyman, who plays John Rotman. We have Kim Coates, a very young Kim Coates, playing Mr. Carver. We have Andrea Roth, who plays Amy. We have Rhino Romano, who plays Evan. We have Zach Ward, who plays Kyle. We have Kelly Taylor, who plays Laura. And we have Matthew Ferguson, who plays Darren Spencer. Now, the whole premise of this film is these 5 students are at their senior prom, and they are kind of in like a medieval castle. And so at midnight, they're going to announce king and queen. So obviously when you're at prom, you want to know who the king and queen, are. You want to sit there. So it's like, it was a good premise of it. It kept things kind of original. Well, one of the biggest things that they didn't expect to happen was at midnight, time stopped. And just for these 5 people. And so they tried everything that they could to try and get out of the castle. And, we kind of get thrown into it. We get introduced to Kyle and Laura. We get introduced to Evan and Amy. And we get introduced to Mr. Carver and John. Darren a little bit. But right off the bat, John's a wise ass. He's funny. And so these 5 people end up being, stuck. And they're trying to figure out how to get out. They don't know what to do. Well, they just keep on, they start to explore. And they find out that there's a library. And they there's a book that is labeled The Club. And under it, it says suicides. And they find out that John has been dead for 10 years. So they're all freaked out, they're creeped out. And they find out that the only way to get out of this, dimension is either face your fear, murder somebody, or commit suicide. But if you murder or commit suicide, then you'll be part of the club. And this is definitely a B-list movie, but I absolutely love it because, as you can see, John behind me, he's one of probably the best villains I've ever seen. And this isn't even giving anything away because if you read the plot, it tells you straight out that John is a ghost. But just the way that they kind of transpire the whole film with, the special effects and just the fact of how realistic it is, like, obviously when you're in a haunted house, you want to get out. But in this, there was no person that did like, oh, hey, I tripped and fell. I did something stupid. I mean, there's one scene where Amy falls, but I feel like in horror films, that was a huge thing back then. But it's a great watch. It's definitely very corny, but I feel like if it got rebooted today, it has probably the best, the best merit to make it into one of the best horror movies. Now, IMDb gave it a 4.4 out of 10. And like I said, it's one of those, it's a fan favorite. If you enjoy it, then you enjoy it. That's why I give it a 5 out of 5. I couldn't find the DVD anywhere. I ended up having the VHS, actually, because I just love this film that much. If you are interested in watching it, it's on Freevee, Prime Video, the Roku channel, and Tubi. Now, I tried Freevee, but there was too many commercials, I would suggest Tubi because the ad breaks, they're small, but they're right on the bicuspid of what you'll enjoy. So please give it a watch because I don't want to be the only one who loves this film. I highly suggest that you'll like it. So please watch it and let me know what you think.